Good afternoon, fellow YouTubers, and welcome to another grand and glorious episode of Arizona Therapy Vids and Streams and More, starring your host, Mr. Arizona. It is now approximately 3:09 p.m. What's up, Shelly? On Sunday, September the 5th, 2021. Now, today I am doing a special stream on something that really inspired me today to do this. The title is simple. Who are we? Who are we to judge somebody else when we cannot even judge our own selves and what we do and what we look like and how we act? Who are we to say, oh, this person doesn't look right. Oh, this person is acting crappy. Oh, this person, just because of the way somebody looks, just because of the way somebody acts, just because of the way somebody is, you are quick to judge that person? I want to tell you a story. It's about this man, and I watched this video. This is a man by the name of, he called himself Don Juan. And I don't know if you've seen this video or not, but I'm going to bring it up. This video, this man was a really, really wealthy restaurant owner. He owned chains of restaurants everywhere. But he was dying of heart cancer. But so he wanted to basically, he wanted to see if anyone was worthy of basically inheriting his business. So he did a little test on his employees. He dressed himself up like a bum and went around the street to all of those restaurant chains. And all he merely did was just ask them for something to eat, like a simple loaf of bread. And you know what happened? Just because he looked like a bum, because of how he looked, people treated him differently. And you know what they did? In every single chain, he visited. Hi, sis. Good to see you. But in every single chain, in every single place he visited, they asked him to leave. They made him leave. They shit on him. They crapped on him. They dumped on him. Because why? Because they didn't think he was worth anything because of how he looked. They didn't think he was going to contribute anything because of how he was. Not knowing that he was the famous restaurant owner of all of those chains. He got kicked out. He got thrown out. He got told to leave by every single one of them. Until finally, there was one last chain, one last restaurant that he went to go visit. And it was the most wealthiest, the most fanciest restaurant in the world. And he thought to himself, I'm just going to get the same treatment again. So he goes up, and the security guard smiles at him. And he's like, why is this one smiling at me and telling, instead of, why is this security guard smiling at me instead of, cussing at me or telling me to leave? No, he smiled at him and he asked, how can I help you? What's going on? And he says, well, I've gone through every single restaurant and they've all thrown me out. I'm on my last days. I just want to eat one good meal or at least a slice of bread. Please, can you help me? So the security guard smiles back and says, wait a minute. Let me see what I can do. So the manager comes out, and instead of asking him to leave, he says, look, give me a few minutes. Yep. He says, give me a few minutes, and we'll see what we can do. So the guy sits there and waits. He waits about a half an hour. And he figures, well, I guess, I got fucked again. Okay, I'm just going to leave. In the midst of his leaving, the manager was like, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? He goes, come on. I got something to show you. You know what what's up, Panka? You know what the manager did? The manager greeted him and welcomed him in and set him down for a 3-course meal. A 3-course meal. Gave him the best, treated him as if he was royalty. And you know what the guy asked him after it was all done? Nobody asked him. He says, why are you treating me so nice? Yep, exactly. But he asked him, he's like, why are you guys treating me so nice when I went to a whole bunch of other restaurants. And they kicked me out. They didn't even give me a second glance. They threw me away like garbage. Like fucking garbage. But yet you guys accepted me. You guys took me in. And you know what the manager said? The manager said, well, I was once in the position that you were in. I was once going through the same damn thing that you're going through. I was once homeless myself. And he explained his story, how he was, he had a bad marriage or whatever, felt like crap and started drinking, lost his job, lost everything. But then somebody was nice enough to take him in and give him a second chance. Somebody was actually kind enough to open their heart and give him a chance. And guess what? He was one of the most successful owners in that chain. He did so awesome for himself. And so what they did after the man had finished eating, you know what they did? They dove down in their pockets and say, hey, here's some extra money to help tide you over. Will this help you out? And they even bagged him some leftovers to take with him. Go potty, Serenity. Go. And you know what happened after that? That whole restaurant got a little phone call from the owner. Yep. See, I want you to see this, what Nora's putting up right now. I want everybody to understand all this mess and to understand, I want you all to never judge a book by its cover unless you read the pages before then. Never judge somebody by the way they look or by the way they are, because one day, I'm going to tell you a story too. I'm going to tell you a story. You know what one guy said? This one guy was panhandling. Freddie, come on, dude. This one guy was panhandling. Come on. This one guy was panhandling just to get something to eat. And you know what? Somebody was giving him the business. And you know what the panhandler said? He said, Mister, you are about 2 paychecks away from where I'm standing now. That's true. We are all 2 paychecks away from being homeless. 2. That's it. First paycheck goes by. You're able to pay the rent. But the second paycheck, can't pay rent no more. And then bam. Next thing you know, where's the money for the rent when the other paycheck comes in? Where's the money? How you going to pay rent? How you going to buy your food? How you going to pay for your shelter, medical expenses, etc.? No, you wind up being on the street. And then that is when people judge you for what you look like and how you are. Is that right? Is that right to judge anybody on this planet like that? You should never, ever judge anybody before judging yourself first. I don't give a fuck what they say to you or what they do to you. You got to judge your own selves. Look in your heart first before you judge someone else's. Look in your own goddamn closet before you determine how dirty someone else's is. That's why, my friends, that's why I strive with all of my heart and all of my being for all of us to try our best to treat each other equally. Because one day, I swear to you, one day, the time's going to come when we really need each other. And then what's going to happen? It ain't going to happen. We ain't going to be there, and we ain't going to become nothing. Yep. I want to invite some people on the panel. Nora, you're more than welcome to come up. I want my sister to be up here. Because why? Because this chat is not just mine. It's for everybody. Everybody needs it, has a story to tell. Everybody needs a place to tell it. Everybody has gone through the same exact things that everybody else has gone through. We're all one in this world. We're all a part of a bigger something in this world. Hi, sis.
Well, hello.
I am very, very inspired and very pumped today.
Yeah, I kind of resonate about what you're talking about because, there was not. I had to grow up very quick. I had to have my first job when I was 13, and I always took care of myself. And, there was a point in my life where I didn't have anybody. And for the longest time, I only had me to pick myself up.
Yep. Because imagine.
And I knew what it felt like to be in that position.
Yeah.
Like and I then, said, then to find a few good friends that, decided to help me along the way, then I saw what it was like to have help. And ever since then, it kind of gave me a different outlook on things. And that's why I am the way I am. Like, my friends, and I treat my friends like I would my family. You know what I mean? If I call you a friend, you're like family to me. And if there's ever anything that I have, that you need, that's a necessity, by all means necessary. You know what I mean? I always give. I'm a very giving person. When we do our big cookouts on the weekends, we cook out enough food to feed a freaking army. And I don't do that for the leftovers. I do it because, I have some neighbors and stuff like that are going through a hard time also through this whole COVID thing. And it's nice to know that my friends are eating at least one good meal throughout the week.
Yes.
And someday I might need that help. Yep. And they'll be in a position to help me. And that's what it's all about, is
that is what's
helping
missing.
Each other when you can.
Yes. See, that's what's missing in this world. Friendship, brotherhood, us being, we're all in the same boat together.
Right. And it's really hard times, this whole COVID thing, people have lost their jobs, people have lost their homes, people have lost family members, and, we have military, that's just passed away. And, we're as a country itself, we're going through a hard time, and
Yes,
um,
ma'am.
it's a time that we all need to stick together. It takes not just a village to raise a family. It takes a country to raise each other and help each other.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But it's not just happening in our country. It's
No,
not
it's
just
happening all over the
happening in
world.
our state. It's it's happening worldwide.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
if we all don't do something about it, then we are
Now
going
is
to
the
lose.
time where, there's I'm not going to get all biblical with it or anything like that, but, there is a part in the Bible where it says, love thy neighbor. And it's like that for a reason. That saying is very strong, love thy neighbor, because your neighbor's going to look out for you the same way you look out for your neighbor, you know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I agree with that 100%.
If you treat your neighbors good and you're helping them, then they're more apt to help you because you've helped them.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. I agree. And that's where the togetherness needs to stay. You know,
Yeah, they
we
call this the United States, but I don't understand why they call it the United States, because we actually come from a country that is supposed to be united, but actually we're very divided. And it's very hard to find people who care about you the way you care about them, you know?
Yep. What's up, Panka? We like you too, man.
You should always keep your friends close. Take care of your loved ones, and just try to be a wholesome person. It's not that hard, you know? And as long as you do those things, you'll be just fine in life. I have friends that have, big, huge I mean, huge, you've seen, I've got friends that have huge vegetable gardens, and it's just them. They don't have kids or anything, you
No, I
know?
want to show you something. Look at this
But you
baby.
know what they do with all those fruits and vegetables
Hi,
that they
baby.
grow? They donate them to the food bank. Oh, it's beautiful out. Looks great out there.
Yeah, I wanted to show you that the cat that was over here, but he ran off.
Oh, the
Yeah.
yard looks good though. You've done lots of yard work.
Yep. I've been doing a lot of yard work.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm getting ready to go down to Walmart and get some stuff for making chocolate and getting some
Yeah,
milk and all that. Yeah.
chocolate making time. Woo!
Hell yeah. Chocolate is so much easier
Now I got you
than
stuck on chocolate making.
yes, ma'am. Like
Oh,
I
I
said,
know.
making chocolate is so much easier than making candy. It really is.
Oh yeah, and working with chocolate's so fun.
Yep. Yep. But
I
like I
love
said,
making I love making different fudges and
hmm
um
but
like the turtles and stuff like that. I love working with chocolate.
yeah, but can you imagine being on the street, being just
Oh,
one?
you're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, am I cutting out like really bad?
No, it was just for a second there. You just missed that one little part that you just said.
Well, it's now.
Oh, yep, you're robot now. You might have to go out and come back in. AZ, you gotta go out and come back in. We can't hear a word you're saying.
Is that a little
Oh,
better?
oh no, there's two AZs. Oh no, we're really in trouble.
Well, hopefully the first one will go away here in a few minutes.
Right. But no, I know exactly what you're about to say. And you're about to say, you imagine being that homeless person, not knowing where you're going to get some water to drink or a hot meal and stuff like that. And you know what? I can say, and I'm not afraid to say, hey, I have been there. You know what I mean? I've been in a homeless shelter. I know what it's like to be scared not knowing, what's the next move. I know what it's like to be at the bottom of the barrel. I've been there.
Yeah,
And
I've
that's why
actually,
I am the way that I am today. And the reason that I share is because, there was somebody there for me at my time of need. And I just, I really enjoy being that person for my friends so that they never have to go through that.
yeah,
I tell my friends all the time, hey, you ever need a place to crash? You got my house. You need a
yeah,
hot meal? Come over, I'll feed you. If you need something to drink, come over. I'll get you a case of water, or whatever you need. You need to borrow $5, no problem, you know?
yeah. You see,
And don't worry about paying me back. Just pay it forward, If you know
yeah,
somebody else that needs to borrow $5, pass it down, you know?
yeah, exactly. Because you see, I can imagine, being that person and literally being rejected from restaurant after restaurant after restaurant just because you don't look fancy and you don't have fancy clothes.
It's
People
still
treat
things
you
are still
so
like that to this day though. You know, a lot of places, oh,
What's up,
uh
Shelly?
there's what do you call it? Like clothing requirements. You have to be dressed a certain way, look a
I think
certain way.
that's bullshit.
Why? Why does it have to be like that? Why can't you just go as you? Why do you have to be all dressed up like you're going, to some millionaire dinner just to go
Yeah,
have a nice dinner?
exactly. Exactly. That's
Just
bullshit.
because I have the money doesn't mean I want to flaunt it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
Yep.
I've always been like that. I actually don't come from a very poor family. I actually don't, I'm not a poor person. I actually live a very plentiful life, and my kids want for nothing. I want for nothing. You know what I mean? I have an amazing man in my life that always makes,
What's that?
and not
Yeah.
everybody is fortunate to have that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
wherever I can lend a helping hand, I always do,
See, I
you
always
know?
try and do that also. I never judge a person by by the way they look or by the way they are, because one day I could be in that same position. One day I could be, you never know, like maybe one day the person,
And then you have to start from the bottom and work your way all the way back up to where you were. And it's not easy.
yeah, and
It's
you never know,
really,
the person that you decide to help out very well might win the lottery and or be a multi-bazillionaire. And then the first words that they would say, thank you for helping me out. I appreciate that. You did a good thing, and I appreciate that. You never know. You might decide, hey, man, when you're down and out, hey, give them a call. You know what I mean? Oh, Nora just crapped out on me. Damn it. Trying to get across the street without fucking. What happened with everybody? Oh, shit, I got to get across the street. And But anyway, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Nora, are you coming back up or what happened? Like I said, you never want to judge a book by its cover. Just because someone doesn't. Welcome back.
sorry about that. But before I stopped, when I was getting cut off, I was saying, a lot of people think that because you end up in a homeless shelter or something like that, trying to get your life back together, that, you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict or you're this or you're that. And it's not like that at all. Sometimes people just fall, and they need to pick themselves back up. So you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, because you never know why that person is there.
Yeah, because like I said, there was a panhandler that someone ragged. Why don't you get a job, you lazy bum? And he came up and said, you know what, mister, you are 2 paychecks away from where I'm standing right now. 2.
Right. Well,
Just
there's
2.
a homeless guy that lives by me, and he never bothers. Hold on one second.
That's okay. Take your time.
So he lives over here, and he never bothers anybody. You know what I mean? He's not an oblivious drunk that goes out bothering everybody. He actually goes to this place, and he gets these tokens, I guess, and at this church, and they let him take a shower, and he goes there, 3 or 4 times a week, whatever they allow him to, and he does
I
laundry there,
say,
and he gets himself washed up, and you know what? He goes to work every day. But
yep,
rent is so expensive that he is forced to live in a tent because he can't afford the rent.
yep. Well, there was this one lady that used to be a really, really good teacher. She used to be a fine teacher, really nice. And one day she said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the system. I'm tired of the bullshit. Fuck it. And she decided to live in a tent on her own.
Yeah.
She decided
Some
to be
people
out on the
just
street.
can't take it. Life is hard. Life is expensive, especially
Yeah.
when you start getting in the mix of having kids.
Yep.
Then things really get expensive. And people think,
Exactly.
oh, the older they get, the cheaper it gets. And that's not the case at all.
Yeah.
Buying diapers and little baby clothes is one thing, but when you work your way up the ladder and you start having teenagers and stuff like that, they start wanting things that are more expensive, and you
Yep.
feel bad because these days things are so fucking expensive. You're paying $2,000 for a fucking cell phone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
Exactly.
you're trying to give them the best, and you can only do what you can do, and kids are mean. They pick on, oh, you have that phone instead of this phone. Kids are a great example of the way people are.
Yeah. You see, I must have been, well, actually, no, but see, a lot of
You're not
people
wearing name
picked on
brand
me.
shoes. Who gives
Yeah.
a shit?
See, I got picked on a lot from kindergarten, pre kindergarten, all the way up through till the end of high school. Because number one, I never fought back. And number two, I never really liked getting into it with anybody. I would just rather, because, I was like, oh, hold on. What happened? Someone said something in the chat there, private.
Can't see. I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, that was Shelly.
Oh.
I don't think her microphone's working, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
But
know what
like,
it's like to be that kid to be picked on. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom, and be in a homeless shelter and have a hard time. You know what I mean? I've been through some of these things, but I never let it make me a sour person. I let it make me a better person. And now, if I have a barbecue for my family, I always, and I call my friends up and I say, hey, we're barbecuing this weekend. You coming over? And I invite my friends. The neighbors say, oh, that smells good. Hey, why don't you come over and grab yourself a plate?
yep,
Like,
exactly.
um,
Exactly. See, I'm going to tell you something. For the longest time, since I first was brought into this world, life has been nothing but a struggle. Nobody gave me not one goddamn free ride, not one little break.
Nope. I hear
Kids
that.
picked on me. My siblings picked on me. Even my own father
Yep.
picked on me.
And not having the luxury of living at home with mommy and daddy, or mommy or daddy, and having them pay the bills and stuff like that. You don't have those luxuries. You're the one paying the bills. You're the one out, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, to pay the bills, to make sure that your family's taken care of, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where some people need a fucking reality call. They think that they're entitled because their parents brought them into this world, that they're owed something, and that's not the fact at all.
Yeah, Pinka, I'm going to try and be careful, but like I said, I'm walking all the way. See, this is another thing. I know that the buses do not run on Sundays,
Right.
so I have to walk it from Walmart all the way from my house to Walmart and back. I don't
Yeah.
rely on people giving me rides or anything like that. I do it
Right. And
myself.
you could, you have people that you could call and ask for a ride, and you don't. You would rather be a man and do it yourself.
Well, yeah, because
And
number
that's my
one,
point, is there's a point in life where you have to grow up. You know what I mean? You have to understand that mommy and daddy aren't always going to be there to hold your hand. And what are you going to do in reality in 10 years when your parents pass away, and you're stuck because they've coddled you your whole life, and now all of a sudden uh, you're up shit's creek without a paddle. They're gone, and you're like, what the hell do I do now?
yeah, I just got attacked by a butterfly.
uh,
Butterfly was attacking my cart.
oh
It's funny. But anyway, like I said, it's true what you're saying, Nora, that we should never ever judge a book by its cover. A lot of us have been through a lot of shit. You and I have so much in common that it's unbelievable. Oh my fucking God.
if you think that I got to where I am today because my mom and my dad gave me everything, you're sadly fucking mistaken. Everything that I have in life today is because I made it happen.
Yep.
In
Yeah, and
some way,
also,
shape, or form, I made it happen.
Yep.
yeah, and also people think life is sweet and this and that. Wait until y'all or one of your guys' children or you yourselves go through a molestation where like somebody actually violates you at a young age. Then tell me if life is wrong. Because I seen this video on YouTube where this girl made fun of somebody that was molested. Um right, she was there herself, that she witnessed that herself, and she was making fun of it. And I'm like, wait, what if that happened to you? What would you do?
Yep. Exactly.
Because
What would
And
unfortunately
you
just
I
wait
do?
didn't
until
do
it's
it.
you. There's a good old thing called karma, and people seem to forget that. You make fun of somebody for not having name brand clothes or this and that, and someday it's gonna fall back and smack you in the face.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What would that's a point. That's a point that Shelley would was bringing up.
Yeah, that's
What
what I was
would any
saying.
of us do in that particular situation?
Right.
I mean, what can you do? The only thing you
Because
could do is
I
deal with it. You can't
because
change
I
it.
went through that, and I didn't let that freaking put me down or make me kill myself. Because even though I did have those depression issues because of that particular situation, I didn't let that take over my life. I didn't let that end my life, because at the end of the day, look what I have now. I got a freaking daughter, dude. I got a daughter. I got a husband who cares about me. He cares so much that even if I do say that I'm gonna kill myself, he's the one that's bringing my ass up.
Yep, exactly.
He
Exactly.
takes me
We
off
all
the
need,
freaking
like
floor
I
when I'm
said,
crying.
it doesn't
Like,
take just a village, it takes a country. We all need each other, Times are hard and life is hard. And as long as we all have each other and we all stick together, it makes it just that little bit easier, you know?
Yes, ma'am. And that's why, don't be quick. Hold on. What's up?
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh,
Hey,
not too much. How about yourself?
Alright.
But like I said, don't be quick to judge a book by its cover. You've got to learn to read what's inside before you judge somebody like that.
exactly.
You
Because,
know,
and not only that, don't judge. You know what I mean? Who are you to judge? There's only one person that could judge me, and that's God. Other
yep,
than that, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Because I'm just out here trying to make it just like everybody else is,
yeah,
And if you think that you're fucking better than me because of whatever it is, you
yeah,
know,
exactly.
you just keep that thought because one of these days you're not going to have that and you're going to fall on your ass and be like, damn, I shouldn't have made fun of that person for that because now look at me.
Like I know of people that are dealing with life sentences that are in jail, and they've got out, but they've changed their life around for the better. They have
Yeah, some
changed
people do,
but
People can
people,
change if you really want to.
yeah,
Sometimes life experiences change you.
yeah, but people still want to change them, want to treat them. Oh well, he's a criminal. He's no good. No, he's not some trash person just to be thrown away. Every person has the right for redemption.
we
And
all make we all make mistakes in life. Some mistakes worse than others, but we all make mistakes in life. You have to live to learn and learn to live.
yes,
And it's
ma'am.
not an easy task. Sometimes in the mix we get caught up with stupid shit. It's
Yep.
part of life.
It's
Yep.
like this one. It's like this one kid. Now this one's a little kid, maybe 7 or 8 years old.
Mm.
He did not want to rely on his parents for money. He did not want to put his parents through that. He wanted to earn his own. So
Mhm.
what he did on his days off and what he did to earn that money, he sold hot dogs.
Yep.
And did you see that story?
Uh-uh.
I'll have to send you a link to that. This kid who was younger than me,
Wow. That's cool.
but this kid who was younger than any of us, he said, you know what? I'm going to earn that money and I'm going to earn it from myself. So he got up enough money and he sold hot dogs. And
Yeah, I've heard of a similar story. And it was about this little boy, and his mom was a single mom. And she had always kind of struggled a little bit, and the holidays were coming up. And this little boy, in order to help his mom with the holidays for his younger siblings, he did I think they said he was like 10 or 11. And
yeah,
every weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, he did a lemonade stand, and he made all these little different like cookies and stuff with his mom and stuff like that. And he'd have like a little stand on the weekends. And
yeah,
every penny that he made from that, uh, right before Christmas, he handed his mom $500 cash that he had made from doing that lemonade stand every weekend. And he
that is
told his
so
mom,
cool.
this is to help you. You helped us. Now I want to help you.
That's
At
Yep,
11
nice.
years old.
yep.
Wow.
That was the same similar situation. What this little boy did. But he was like, dude, you know the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to buy my own school clothes for school this year. I don't want my parents to do it. I want to do it on my own. And he
Yeah.
did. And then there
Wow.
were some shitty piss ass fucking neighbors that were trying to complain about it, trying to, get him shut down, calling the cops on him and all this other shit.
That's
You know what the cops
stupid.
did? They
They
turned around.
probably get they
They tried.
probably gave him more money and looked out for him.
Well, guess what they did? They helped him. They're like,
Exactly what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that was
and so
nice.
they did what they could. They gave him a food handler's permit to
Oh,
where,
that's awesome.
yeah,
Yep.
and now and they also gave him a legitimate hot dog stand.
Right.
They
You
improved
see,
it.
that brings me to something because my daughter has always since day one been raised very independent. Not that I want her to like do her own thing, you know what I mean? But I want her to be independent. Same with my boys, but for a girl, and it's a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there's sometimes that my daughter has more money than I do because you know what? She goes out and he had posted little flyers around the neighborhood for dog walking. And now she's got her own little clientele of neighbors that she walks the dogs for. And that girl makes about $200 a weekend. You
There
know,
you go.
by the end of the week, by the weekend, that girl's made about $200. And there's been
There you
times where
go.
she's like, "Mommy, I want you to have this. You help us, and I want to help you." And I'm like, "No, Raylan,
Oh,
that's your money. You earned that.
Yep.
Spend it on you."
See, that's what
that's
that's what I
sweet.
did. That's what I did with my daughter. She would be like, "Dad, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna buy you this. I'm gonna buy," and I'm like, "Dude, Michelle, you don't need to buy me nothing, man. That's your money. You enjoy it. You
Yeah,
take it.
I
Exactly.
have
I said,
one
let me be broke from paying the bills. You just use that to have fun with, Go out and buy you and your friends some ice cream, take your
Yeah,
brothers out and get them a treat. Like, that's for you.
yeah,
You worked for that. You earned that. That is your money.
yeah." And
with
she
me.
was all saying, "Well, I'm gonna buy you some shorts. I'm gonna buy." No, you don't need to buy me nothing. I got everything I
Now,
need
with
right
me, I
But you
only
see,
did
that's
that
when
with
you
you
know you've raised
because
your kids
I
right.
didn't care whether I bought you something or not. The point is, I'm showing you that I respect you for what you did all my life. Because all my life, you did nothing but even, well, the personal thing that happened between, you know, but
here. Yeah.
even during that time, Dad, you took your time and effort to see me. You could have been
Yep.
doing
I sure
something
did.
else and just, "Oh, I don't want to visit her." So you took your time and effort to visit me. So
Yep.
that's why I
I,
always tell you, "Hey, I'm gonna get you one day. I'm gonna show you how much I really 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 like
see. I
appreciate
did
you."
this.
That's why I be saying all
But you
that
know what,
stuff.
Michelle? You don't have to. You know why? Because you're already doing that. Your dad watching you take care of your daughter and provide for her and make the best life for
Yep.
her and yourself, that's
Yep.
payment right there.
True.
That's all we want for our kids is to see our kids grow up to be successful human
Yep.
beings and have their own children and teach them what we taught them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I see. I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna put this on blast. I don't care about it because it's in the past. Yes, me and my wife did have separation issues because we were going through problems. And yes, I missed a few months of my daughter. I missed some time of my daughter growing up, but I wasn't completely out of her life. I visited her every chance I got. I called her on the phone every chance I got. I made sure I gave her half of my paycheck, regardless of whether the court made me do it or not. I did it anyway.
Right.
And I did it because I wanted my daughter to never, ever want for anything.
Yep. And
I-
that's exactly what I tell people these days. You know what I mean? Look, I may not, like I said, I'm not poor. You know what I mean? But I'm also not rich. I'm in the middle. The only thing that I want is for my kids to be successful, you know, and have the childhood that I never had. I want them to do the things that I never got to do. So now that
Right.
I'm able to do that, it's nice to get to enjoy these things with them. I didn't get to do it as a child, but I'm doing it as an adult with my children. And that makes it even more sentimental to me now.
What I
You know?
hate is that when I used to go to school, people always thought, oh, she's rich or oh, she has the best life, this and that. When in reality, when I was a child, I was just like Nora. I didn't have the childhood that all these children had. I was stuck at home taking care of either myself or waiting for my mom to get home from
Hi,
work because she
Chris.
had to work all night.
Yeah. It's hard.
Two
Being a
jobs she
parent
had to
is
work.
hard, you know, and the only thing you want at the end of the day after being a parent is to see your kids not not want for anything. My kids want
Yeah.
for nothing. They may not have every new toy that comes out. They may not have every new thing that comes out, but they want for nothing. They have nice clothes. They've got nice shoes. You know, they've got their own TVs. They've got, you know, their little games and stuff that they
What's up,
play,
Rewind? How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
you know, and
But I
that
understand.
lets me know that I'm doing the right thing, you
Yeah.
know, that
Yep.
headed in the right direction in life. And sometimes, you know, things in life throw you off, you know. Look what just recently happened where I was accused of, oh, you know, Nora left her kids for a man. No, I didn't. I
That's a lie.
actually
Yeah.
had my children the whole time. I
Yep.
was just making sure that I was providing a better lifestyle for them.
Yep.
Yeah, just like how people saying I'm not a good mother when I'm trying to be the best mother I can because every time that little girl cries, even just a little bit, when I'm in the shower, it don't matter if I'm in the shower, bathroom, nothing. I take down everything I'm doing and go to her because she's my main priority.
Oh, you do
I
great. You're
freaking
a really good mom, Shelly. Never let anybody
man,
Yep.
tell you that you're not a good
I
mom.
buy
You're awesome,
diapers
Because
for
Shelly.
I
this girl.
see
I
you the way
freaking
you
buy
are with
food for
that
her
little
when she
girl.
comes out.
And that little girl wants for nothing. And she's so happy. You know, every time, you know, I see her, she's with a smile on her face and
Yep.
you know, got that little
Hmm.
giggle and, you know, she's a
I
happy
would
girl. And that's
literally
all that matters. All this
I would
material
literally
shit doesn't matter. Somebody
Yeah, I
told
would
me
literally
something
risk
that
my
stuck
life
with
for
me,
this.
and I want you to hear it, Shelly. Okay? Somebody
Okay.
once told me, because I thought because my kids didn't have this or that or whatever, that I was failing as a parent. And my dad sat me down and he told me, Nora, you know what? You need to see something. In 10 years, the kids are not going to remember the things that you've bought for them. But in 10 years, they're going to remember the things that you've done with them. Take them to the park, take them hiking, show them things. You know, those are the kinds of things that you want. You don't want them to have every material object because then they come out spoiled as hell. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's all about time. And that's
Right.
all children want is your time. They don't care about all this other shit. They just want your time.
Yeah. The
Yep.
happiest thing I
They
ever
just want the
really
memories.
received the happiest moment I've ever received in motherhood is that just that smile on her face, dude. Just the smile on her face just makes me so happy because then I know that I'm doing something right.
Right.
Yep.
And that's all that matters. You know, spending money on this or spending money on that, it's not about that. It's about the time that you've spent, the time that you spent, not even just with your daughter, but, your friends, your family, stuff like that, making sure that your friends, that because it takes a village to raise a child, and it
Right.
takes more than a village to raise a child. It takes a country. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're going through a lot of hard times, and not children these days aren't gonna have everything. But turn that around, and instead of having it to where they have everything, spend time with them, take them places, do things with them, create memories, because in the end, that's all that matters is the memories.
This
Yep.
is exactly what my husband said too. Exactly what you were saying.
Yes, ma'am.
It's important for me. I live with lupus. For me, tomorrow is never guaranteed. So I would rather make the memories with my kids than buy them shit. I'm not saying that I don't buy them shit, but I'm saying I would rather, go to the beach or go to a lake, take them to go see a waterfall, go for nighttime walks as a family,
Well,
like
it's to the
it's
age
things
old
like that
saying.
that they remember.
It's to the
Right.
age old saying. Give a fish to a kid. You can have feed them for a day, but teach them to fish. You can feed them for a
You for
lifetime.
a lifetime. And that saying is so true. So
Yep.
true. And
Like me and AC.
you don't see it, sometimes, as having your first child. It take me having multiple children to understand that saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what were
Because
you
me and
saying?
AC, yeah, me and you, we go through a lot mentally. Like when we wake up in the morning, we gotta put a lot of energy to actually get up and do things because
Hmm.
we've been mentally abused for a long, long time. And it's very, very hard to make those kind of things,
Well, yeah, because
cleaning the house
physical,
and all that other things.
it's a proven fact that I say it all the time. I would much
I'll
rather
be
you
back in a
punch me
minute,
in
you
my
guys.
face.
Okay, no problem, Punker.
I would rather you punch me in the face than to verbally abuse me, because the punch to the face in a year, I'll probably, forget about it. But verbal abuse stays with you forever.
I want to
Yeah.
show you guys something. Let me see. I
Uh-oh,
can,
hold on, I'm roboting out. Let me go out and come back in.
okay,
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna adjust the
guys,
camera.
verbal abuse ain't no joke because in my last relationship, I was verbally abused plenty of times, and that's how I sometimes still have depression. But at least
Hey,
that is going away because at the end of the day, at least I'm doing my things, getting my stuff done. I'm actually doing my workouts. I'm getting myself healthy. So I'm beating that. It's just
yeah.
when
Hey,
people
Shelly.
judge you and people treat you like shit, that's what triggers the mental thing. And also,
Yeah,
I got
same here.
Tourette's, so
Welcome
that
back.
also triggers it also. So y'all need to think about how you treat somebody because you don't know what's going on with them.
Mhm.
You don't know
I
what
got
they're dealing
something to
with.
show you guys. Ta-da!
What is that? Oh, is that the canal?
Yep, it's
Oh,
your
Wow.
pet.
pretty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can see the blood everywhere. Look at that.
And something recently for me that came up that, it didn't make sense to me until I kind of look at it now. But people are like, well, isn't that kind of strange that your kid's dad and your current boyfriend get along so well?
Sorry
And
about
I
that.
was like, no, because that's so good for
It's
the
all right,
kids to see
AZ.
that they get
Yeah,
along.
Right.
You know, I would much rather my kids see them getting along and positivity than for them to hear, you know, one of them bashing each other, you know, talking shit and creating a problem, you
Right.
know,
Doctor?
because verbal abuse is no joke. And
Is
that's the shit that sticks with you forever.
yeah.
The
Right there playing in the
physical
water.
abuse is one thing, but verbal abuse,
It's following me too.
Lord, it
Yeah.
will scar you for life.
Right.
I was just
Your
showing you
self-esteem,
guys some of the
everything
scenery.
else will go down. So you won't recognize how worth you really are until somebody actually points it out. They're
And
like,
wait
"Oh
until
my
it, you
gosh."
know, for all these people who making fun of other people and shit like that. Wait till it's their blood on your hands. You know,
Right.
Yep, like I said, ladies
you
and
never
gentlemen,
know what somebody else is going through.
you should never, ever, ever judge a book by its cover. I'm trying to see if you guys
Like
can
with
see the. Can you see
strippers.
the dog?
I hate when people get like so judgmental on strippers because they'll be like, "Oh, they have sex with everybody." When in reality, some of them they don't. They just provide. They just do that to provide for their family. Some of
I
them
don't know if
just do
you
it
guys
to
can see
provide for
that
their
duck or
family because
not.
they don't have no other jobs
It's
that
a
they
duck.
can go to.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what it was. That's cool.
The
Yeah, it's
long
hard to
little
see,
duck.
but I don't have any
Where are
camera
you
large.
at?
I'm over here by the park, walking behind the canal, trying to
Oh.
get to Walmart. Yeah. Michelle should know where it is. It's her battle
But
arena.
but yeah, I'm glad you brought this topic up, Az, because that topic right there just brought a whole bunch of stuff I had to say on here.
Well, it's true. It's like, who the fuck are we to judge people when we can't even judge our own selves? You know, who are we? Who are we exactly? You know, who are we to judge people when we can't even judge our own selves? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you're ugly. Oh yeah. Well, what are you? That doesn't matter. I got this.
Then that's being hypocritical, and that's another thing.
All right, you guys. Speaking of, we're cooking out tonight, and my friends are starting to show up. So I'm gonna let you guys go,
Oh,
but
All right.
I will give a talk to y'all later,
all
and
right.
have a good
Yep.
rest of your stream. I'll be listening. I just
Okay, we'll
I
see you.
won't be on panel. All right, love you
All right.
guys.
Love you,
Love
sis.
you
Love you too,
too.
All right,
sis.
talk to you soon. Bye.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. I'll be able to talk with you guys for a little while longer. Then I got to get going because I'm almost to Walmart right now. So I'm like
Oh, that's
halfway.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm using the canal
Yeah.
to cut food. So
Yeah. But if anyone's listening on here, you know, abuse in general is just not good for the brain. You know, to not even for us, because think about it. If you get verbally or physically abused for so long, you won't be able to freaking love yourself.
yep.
And then
Love
if you don't
thy
love
neighbor,
yourself, how are you
but
gonna
love
love somebody
thyself
else?
first. You know what I mean? Love thy neighbor, but love thyself first.
Because how are you gonna love somebody else and be in a good relationship if you can't even love yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
You
I agree
gotta
with
love
that.
yourself. You gotta love yourself first. If something in your life is messing with that love that you're supposed to have for yourself, freaking cut it off.
Yep. Cut it out
That is
because it
not
ain't
good
worth
for you.
having. Yep.
Because
It
I
ain't worth
guarantee
having,
if
man.
you cut that thing that doesn't bring you happiness in life, God is gonna bless you, bro, and He is gonna bless you with something even better.
There ain't no good reason for negative people and for
Exactly.
negative
Nope.
stuff. But you know, hey, it ain't the negative people. It's the negative choices that they make that makes them
Yeah.
negative. There's no
Yes.
such thing as a negative person. Just bad choices that could easily be corrected, very easily, through faith, through love, through all different kinds of things. You know, having a good friend or a good family or a good something, even if it's your dog or your cat or a neighbor that you never talk to, talking with somebody, anybody, really helps you to get over your problems because a lot of us, we hold it all in. We hold it all in. We don't express ourselves. We don't show people, hey, I love you, or hey, I care about you, or hey,
AZ,
I'm going through the same thing.
AZ, me and you both have had that problem before where we kept our stuff in, so we didn't talk to nobody about our problems because we didn't have anybody.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Before I came on here, I was, and Shelly could attest to this. I was quiet, very quiet, very recluse, and I didn't want because I didn't think that I was worth anything. I didn't think that my opinion meant anything. I didn't think I meant anything until I got on here and all I did first I did videos because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. I was like, I'll do a few videos. I'll get like what 12 views. Little comments here and there. Oh, big fucking deal. It's just a channel that I'm just fucking around with. Just fuck it. But then I got taught how to live stream, and I made my first live stream, and people
That's
were
cool.
talking with me, conversing with me, chatting with me.
Yep.
Good, bad, or indifferent. People responded to what I had to say, which was more than I ever got in the real world. To be
And
honest,
you cut the drama out, and that even made it even better.
yeah,
Yep.
sure did.
And I'm proud of you,
You cut
AZ.
I'm kind of proud of myself. I've
you
made
cut
a lot of
every
progress.
single person that backstabbed you and us, and look how it's turning out. It's turning out very freaking well.
It sure is.
I'm proud of
It
you
sure
too,
is.
Dad, because you literally came from, try to kill yourself over something stupid to actually being strong and telling me not to do it this time.
Yep. You know why? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I've got a good, strong, sturdy family base.
Yeah.
For instance, the people on this panel, the people in the chat, Nora too, everybody.
Yeah.
I've got good, strong people that are behind me,
I feel like
100% cheering
I
me
feel like
on.
Nora I feel like Nora actually built you up to be strong.
Yes, she did.
Nora, you did a good job there.
Yep.
If you're listening.
But
That's
a
why I
lot of other
love
people
Nora
did
so
too.
much, dude. Because I love
Yep.
Nora so much because of that, because she built you up, because she actually seen what's going on with you.
You know what she saw in me that I did not see? Potential.
Right.
She saw through
Oh.
all that garbage, all that shit, all that crap, and she saw a person with potential.
Even though I told you that, but Nora just had to say it more better than what I was saying it because I was just yelling at you.
You know what else I want to show you guys, which is really, really neat. And this is actually the water part of the water treatment. Oh, there's my sissy. Mwah. She's the best.
Yeah.
Now, this is how we make chocolate bars for real. This is how it's mixing the chocolate. This is part of the Wonka family here.
Oh God.
Michelle already knows this because she's been here.
Let me see.
Hold on, let me get to there first. I hope I don't get swept out.
Huh?
Oh my gosh.
It's turning the chocolate. It's
Wow.
actually the chocolate. Oh shit! I don't want to
That's
get too close.
disgusting, though. What the heck?
See the water coming down?
Taping dirty water.
It's chocolate, baby.
You're nasty. That's the dirty
Clear
water.
there, Shelly.
See, I'll even show it to you up close right here. Fuck my,
Is
my
that
damn
really?
bag. What's that? Look at that.
Is that really
That's
chocolate
gross.
water or is that dirt water?
No,
That's dirt
it's
water.
lake water. Look at
That's
this.
freaking nasty water, bro. That's by the canal.
Ew! Get away from that, AZ.
Right, what are you doing?
Just wanted to film it.
Oh gosh. No one wants to see poop water.
It's not sewer
Yeah.
water. It's like water that comes from the lakes and streams up here from the canal.
Well, it looks like poop water to me, so.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the water that comes into our tap to drink with. Duh.
That you drink with, not me. That's for sure.
Well, I do.
I drink regular.
That's probably why
filtered
the water comes out brown. Well, I wonder why. Because it's filled with dirt.
Ew.
With the dirt.
Yuck.
Anyways,
Gross.
I'm gonna head out because I gotta turn my phone.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of it now, so I'm away from the churning part of it.
Did you hear me, AZ?
What?
Oh, that's
I
good.
said I'm gonna head out because I have to charge my phone. It's at 4%.
Yeah, I gotta head out
Oh,
too
boy.
because we've been on this thing for about an hour now. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we got a chance to do
Yeah.
this because, thank you, Pekka, for looking out for me and telling me to get out there in a hurry.
You're welcome, brother.
I'm always getting into trouble. Oh man, but
This
Shelly
is
though.
my new family now, right here.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Much love to everybody,
This is my new brothers and sisters now.
and I'll see you on
Yep.
the next one. You guys take
All right.
care,
Yep.
everybody. Peace.
You too.
Okay.